Welcome to the post-match pint from the White Hart. With me, I've got George Strad, I've got Pete Bolster. Liverpool have lost in Istanbul, 1-0 to Galatasaray. Pete, I'll come to you first. It was a bright start by Liverpool for the whole 6 minutes. And then on the 7th, they go and put one in the net. And it's the first shot, first one conceded. How do you feel?
Well, it sort of summed us up, didn't it, all season. I thought it was a really good first 6 minutes, and you think this is promising. You see Florian Wirtz starting on the left, and you can see that Liverpool are looking to have more control. But when you sum up that first half, there was no control whatsoever from Liverpool at all, and you just think you're happy to get out of there at 1-0, and you're seeing real green shoots. And it sounds mad saying that, because you're seeing where we could hurt Galatasaray and where we should have hurt them and where we should have got a couple of goals. One of the lads messaged me at half-time, said that Florian Wirtz shouldn't be playing on the left, he should be playing more centrally. Well, he should have scored 2 in the first half. If he scores them 2, then it's genius by the manager.
First couple of minutes. Yeah,
exactly. I just thought you could see what the manager was trying to do, you could see what the team was trying to do, but the execution there was just really poor by some of the senior lads. It's not some of the lads that you've brought in, like Ekatike and stuff early in the season. It's like some of the senior lads there, from Ibu Kanate, and even Virgil van Dijk was a bit all over the place. There was a real fragility at the back, and up front, they're just that lack and cutting edge, and I think that sums us up. But overall, am I happy? I'm never happy when you get beat. I'm never happy when you get beat in Europe. I'm never happy feeling how I felt during the match today. But at the same time, I do fancy us to go back to Anfield.
I probably should have come to you first because you jinxed us big time in the first few minutes. We did have a couple of chances. Florian Wirtz should hit the target with the one in the first few minutes. Yep. I can't think of the second one. Basically,
it's where he hit it into the ground, the second one.
He hit into the ground. He should have put a foot through it a little bit more. But after that chance, you turned around to me and you said it's going to be a laugh when Liverpool concede
from the first
chance. Shot they concede and they go and do it.
Yeah, and you know, this isn't our first rodeo, is it? We've seen it all season, and we've looked vulnerable at the back, and we started the game dead brightly. Everyone was happy with the start. We looked dangerous. We were pressing high. We forced them into 3 or 4 mistakes. They gave us the ball 3 or 4 times in the first 6 or 7 minutes, and then obviously the corner comes in. We're dozing at the back. Van Dijk under the ball again. And yeah, we concede, and it looks sloppy and soft. And to be honest with you, I am delighted with 1-0 there. I think it could have been a lot worse. I think we had a bit of hard lines. We'll talk about the goal later, but I think we had a bit of hard lines. But in general, I'm delighted with 1-0. And I think maybe I've got like a positive feeling about Liverpool in general taking a 1-0 lead back to Anfield. But that's because historically, when we take a 1-0 lead back to Anfield, and it's all Anfield at its best on a Wednesday night under the lights, but I'm not sure this team has got it in it yet. Let's save that for next week. 1-0 is an absolutely fine result tonight, but the performance was far from fine. There were individual performances all over the park that were way subpar. You know, I don't like calling out individuals, but Kanate had a terrible game. I don't know how McAllister lasted the 90. Kirk's first half an hour was atrocious. There was just so many individual performances that we should be made up to get away with 1-0 there tonight.
Well, I think we all are made up to get away with 1-0 tonight, but the fact is, it could have been 3-3, 4-4 in the first half. It was definitely end to end. I felt as if Galatasaray were there for the taking, but so were Liverpool. And to touch on a couple of George's points there was a few individual performances in that first half there. I mean, I'm not going to repeat exactly what George has just said, but Kanate, Kirkes could have been sent off in the first half. The half drifted away from Liverpool. We talked then about how Liverpool started quite well, but as the half went on, it did drift away from Liverpool a little bit.
I think I'm a little bit naive, because I've watched Liverpool this season, and like George said before, it's not our first rodeo. We can see the patterns of play and what happens and what develops. But I didn't expect us to be so fragile. I really didn't. I thought we were going to be a bit more mature, and I thought there's certain games where you like, for example, Wolves away in the league, we get beat. We go in the cup, and it's like, well, we have to win that game, so that's the cup game, so we win it. Tonight, I think that the lads are like, well, it's the Champions League, and there's no messing about here, and we want some boss performances, you want some top performances. And I was just really disappointed when you talk about those
I do think they're playing within themselves.
YouTube Press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.